Okay, today we're going to put the math facts together. This is called the Math Facts Module Flip Charts. Everything you need to create custom math facts and flip charts that stand up on their own. As you can see, the directions are in here, and I'm going to read some of how you put this together. Now, on the first page of this, you see pictures. These are going to be showing you how to do it, and I will show you as well. So, step 1, place the module on a flat surface facing down, which means you face it down as in the picture, with the flaps pointing out. And as you can see, the back part is facing out. So that's what you will do. Put the back part out, like that, and leave this facing down towards the ground. Make sure you have a flat surface, like the picture says. Now, what other thing that the thing says is that it says 2. Fold either side of either triangle sides so that it is both facing the middle. So like this. Hold up both of them. You can hold it up like this, or you could just do one at a time. Then, as the picture shows, you're lifting up one side. Then in step 3, you snap them together for it to look like that. And it says right here, number 3, fold the top flap of the module down and snap the tabs located on the flap into the notches of the slide. So these are the notches of the slide. This is the back flap. You snap it down in place. Now what you do to snap it is to simply hold these two together. You can do one at a time like I am on screen. So here's one hole, and then there's another hole. There is a place that goes into the hole, and then there's one securing it on the side. Down here, it's just one job to go into the hole. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Make sure that you hear the snap sound, and make sure that it goes into the hole. Sometimes you have to pull it forward and snap this side down so that it's secure and so that it doesn't fall apart easily. Now here, I am putting this inside the hole, and I'm going to make sure that it snaps so that it does not fall apart. It did not snap, see? But this will snap. And there we go. Your completed one. Now this is a number one. Has 0 all the way up to 12. That's what the directions say. 11 to 12. The answer ones only go up to 9. So, I will demonstrate for you. Or explain. What's included? The flip chart consists of 10 modules, which means 10 of these pieces that are all inside that box that are undone, not put together like I just did. Anyway, the four number modules go from 1 to 12, like the ones in between these two, the number ones that are going to be going inside the problem, like these. So, like the dividend, or the things that are inside, or the factors if you're doing multiplication. And 3 answer modules, which means there are 3 charts that will go at the end of it, which are supposed to be the answer one. That one only goes from 1 to 9. These ones used to create the problem, which are inside of the problem, only go up to 12. But this one goes up to 9. And there you have it. Now one incrementally module. So it would have these signs like equal to, not equal to, greater than, and less than. There's another one, however, that has plus, minus, times, and division. So what those ones are called are the ones that you would most likely use at the end at the front of the problem to combine these to make them into the answer at the end. So that is what you would use the first one for. The next one, which it just showed on screen, has greater than, less than.
Can you put together a problem, please?
Yes, I can. And as you can see, there are things that snap in together, how I snap these together. So you can just snap these together. 0 times 2 equals 0, which is why I had it on equals. And over here you see that it actually has greater than, less than, equal to, and this sign is non-equal to. So if 0 times 2 and then I put a 6 at the end, it would equal 0, not 6. So then at the end of the problem, I would use a non-equal sign because that is not equal to some. Anyway, now I'm going to show you some more about the book. And I put some together over here too. Back to the book, it says, what's missing? Review math facts with this quick activity. First, snap together the modules you'll need to form addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division facts. For example, for addition, you need 2 number modules for the addends, plus a plus sign, an equal sign, and 2 other modules for the sum. Set the modules up on a table. Now, you see how it has 2 other modules because some of them have 2 digits. So if you said 19 plus 2, which would equal 21, that would be 2 digits. And as I said, it does not have a 21 on here. It only goes up to 12. So however, what you would do is put 2 blank modules at the end of the problem. And what you would do is put a 2 and a 1 for the 21. That is why it says that you could have 2 at the back and say what's missing. Then it says facts such as 9 plus 4, but leave the answer blank. Then ask students to state a missing number and have a volunteer flip the cards to show the answer. Repeat the activity with other facts so that they'll know all their facts and will be good for a test and will get an A on the test. Later, as students become more confident with the facts, facts vary the missing numbers. So as you can see in the picture, it says 5 plus blank equals 13. So then you would put an 8 right there, but you have to flip it over, which you would call a child or a student over to do, to see whether they know what's missing. And as you can see, that it had this blank, and now they put the 2 digits there. If you're doing 3-digit addition, then that would use like a lot of these. That's why they have 10 of these, and more of the numbers than the others. Now, it says addition. Leave out an add-in, like 5 plus blank equals 13, and blank plus 8 equals 13. So if you did it this way, with the 5 plus blank equals 13, that would be harder because you're doing a bigger number. But with this way, it makes it easier. So blank plus 8 equals 13. So that tells you to put an 8 there and a 5 here. Switching. And example, another one, like divided by blank. So it says multiplication. Leave out a factor. And a factor is like something that goes inside the problem. So if you leave one out, like a blank, like there, you could say 4 minus, like for the minus subtraction, leave out the starring number, the menu did, or the number being subtracted, a subtractand. And you could say blank minus 4 equals 8. So that would be a 2 in that blank, and then here 12 minus blank equals 8, which is a good thing. For multiplication, you could do the same thing. And for division, you could leave out the divisor or a dividend, which is 48 divided by blank equals 6, and something like that. And then the fact families, I learned this when I was in first grade. The fact families, like step 1, you get all of the ones that you'll need, like plus, minus, or divide, or equals to, or non-equal to, if you're doing that with your tutor and trying to take them. Anyway, with this, you'd have step 2, it says 7, 8, and 15. That is a fact family. However, in step 1, you use these two and put it out on the table. So you could slide the plus sign in between here, and then I think the equal sign in between here. And you might actually have something right there. And then it says, for example, on the bottom, 8 plus 7 equals 15. 7 plus 8 equals 15. You can switch it around. That's how you make all of these different problems. And on the next page, it says activities. So these are like things that you can do with these activities. Flip and say. Tip. Snap together a set of number operation number modules. Greet students with them at the door to your room, perhaps after lunch or recess. As the student comes in, he or she must correctly answer the problem. If a mistake is made, the student goes to the end of the line and tries again. For each student, flip a card so the problem is different.
You want to show how you flip the card?
So, like, if you're coming into your classroom and there's, like, this table on the side of the door, you would have these stick together and like that with the problem. And each child will flip it so that if a child is trying to look over someone's shoulder to see the answer, it will be different because the child flips it, so it's a different problem. Luckily, you can flip these and make sure that these spirals do not come off because they are hard to put back on.
You want to change that sign? Because it's 0 times 2.
So
0 times 2.
We could do 0 plus 2.
I mean, if you can change that not equal
yes,
sign.
I can. I can change it. And it to an equals because it does equal. And then this is how you play flip and say. Snap two number modules and operation modules together to form a problem such as 3 times 2. Have students say the answer that completes the fact. Flip one of the number cards to form a different fact. Flip one of the number cards to form a different fact. And have students say the answer. Continue flipping the cards to make new facts, having students state the next answer each time. Then this game is called Make It Equal. Same tip. You can snap it together, leave it at the door, let the kids see, and then when they go to lunch or prep, they come back and then they have to
do more
solve
math with the flipping.
Yes, I could do some more math. And you could compare the facts with the greater than and less than on this page. As you can see, says 7 times 4 is greater than 3 times 8. I did this. So 7 times 4, what you would do is say, what does 7 times 4 equal? If you have a dry erase board, you could write the answer on the board above this on the table near the board. Then